Wacom tablet because I just felt like drawing. Because why not?
That's good. Alright, so last time on Blaster Master 02, using this slot here, I think the last time I live streamed, we got past the plant planet, and we're in this really weird, like, split dimension planet now. I don't remember exactly where we were, because it's been kind of a while. I think we fought Stein, we met Tesset, and I think we're about to fight the boss of this area. And Tesset gave us... did he give us something? Yes, he gave us this. Oh no, wait, this is right after he gave us that. Meaning that we have to go back this way. So if I recall, it's in the hot part that the creature dwells.
I mean, considering the area is covered in snow, I think that's where most creatures would stay. The warmer parts.
Yeah. So I learned a neat little shortcut with this weapon, and that is that if you start charging it up and then shoot it, then it charges up much faster and with less SP cost.
Oh.
So it really is like a spirit bomb, in the way that you're sending energy to it. I can only wonder what kind of content they have planned for the future in this game. They, the Inti Creates Twitter has been sending out stories of all the characters that you meet.
You okay there?
Yeah. Forgot that I can melt the snow here with the burn dash. Have you got the live stream queued up on YouTube or Periscope or Mixer or?
I'm on YouTube.
YouTube, okay.
And definitely promoting this now.
Yay. There's a couple of newer, newer platforms that I want to test out. I think the last time we tried out D-Live for a little bit, we noticed that the chat wasn't working as well as it could be. And I always like Periscope because it embeds into Twitter. But if their chat isn't working, then I hope other platforms learn how to embed their video into Twitter or make a deal with Twitter and say, hey, we can do this job better than Periscope.
Yeah.
And, I mean, YouTube and Mixer are the best for low latency. Oh, that wasn't a good idea. Not all snow is good to melt. Oh, there's a way back here, too. Well, at least I know which way to go now. Just blasted myself into the death zone.
Just lovely. You ever have that Monday morning mood?
This is like the Murphy's Law of this game. I'll bet they set that there just for that purpose. Accidentally using the jump spring, since that's the thing you'll most likely have equipped at the time.
Yeah.
Swapping over to the Excel Blast.
It's like, kind of reminds me of like in Breath of the Wild, how your own abilities can kill you.
Yes.
If you don't pay attention.
Stasis and launching.
Yep. And magnetization.
Yeah.
So many times I've hit myself through magnetization. I'm like, oh. That's a thing.
Yeah. So I believe to get back to the launch pad on this side, I need to go east rather than west. missiles, was it? No. Oh, kinda. You can't dodge them all.
Magic missile! No.
They are magic missiles. Because of how they hunt them down. Let's talk to this guy. This won't be so easy. What's the matter? Outfit item for space travel. If I'm gonna pick up tests, I don't have a booster that's up to the task. A naval spaceship would have some extras lying around. Aha. Side quest.
Ooh. It's funny, on the Friday group, I always end up spamming Magic Missile and hi, Paul!
So... Oh, hello, Paul Garish.
Yep. My DM from Swordfall.
It's such a reliable spell, though. There's only one other spell that one other person recommended to me over Magic Missile, and that was Color Splash. And I think that was just because, at the time, I don't know if this is still the case, but at the time, Color Splash was basically a guaranteed stun.
What level is it?
It's level 1.
Oh. Level 1?
So you would use it whenever you'd use, whenever, well, some players would use Magic Missile.
Yeah. Now, one thing I'm definitely planning on getting next time I level up, Misty Step. The whole time when I was able to use Misty Step, Paul was like, he was kind of hinting, he's like, Misty Step is really great, and then I'm like, you know what, Infestation sounds fun. I haven't used Infestation yet, though. Oh goodness, but yeah, definitely gonna get Misty Step. Blocks are just falling in the worst places, huh?
Yeah. See, I think I made...
Could you push one?
I think I made this one fall too late. So what I could do... I'll have to exit and come back.
Paul was saying...
Greatest thing to make annoying NPCs.
Or healers. I've learned that the hard way. Another character I played was an Wood Elf Barbarian, and we were fighting this one group of monsters. I can't remember what it was, but one of them was a healer that kept hiding in the bushes, and we couldn't find him.
Because of Misty Step?
No, he, like, as soon as he... I don't know if he had... I don't think he had Misty Step. He was just good at hiding.
Alright.
Pretty quick. But when he was out, we were like, okay, kill it, kill it!
Ooh, I hope there's enough room for that next one to fall, right? Ah!
No. But,
a little too early. If they fall on flat ground, they cause that huge shockwave, which actually damages you if you're not careful.
yeah.
There we go.
Finally, huh?
Yeah.
Oh goodness.
It's a good thing there's a lot of these save points here.
Yep. Save points are heaven sent.
I'm a little surprised I haven't lost any gunpowder from that.
I think I'd be really panicked at this stage, like, ah!
It wouldn't be so bad if they didn't send out that damaging shockwave.
Oh, you got that. Oh. Ooh. That's annoying too.
Yeah.
Ah. Okay.
See if I can just get platforms down here. If I can make, let's see, some kind of bridge. Aha! Now. Little too late. There we go.
Nope. Okay. Yay!
So now I want these three to just kinda... like that.
That way you could kind of. Boop. Good.
And Fred actually provides a teleport back despite there being a grenadable wall here. I wonder if that would make it easier to just go in and out for supplies, maybe.
Hmm.
Does it stay grenaded? No, it doesn't. Alright, so we want to go to Area C, where that ship is. Which should be on the way.
Okay. Oh yeah, there was like a... Okay, last time when we were closing, I was pretty, like, tired. I was like, fighting to the point of half asleep.
I wonder how long you'll last today.
I'll try. That's all I can say.
I mean, we don't have to go 2 hours. But it'll be interesting to see how long you do last.
Plus side is it's Friday, so...
Let's see, what does the map say? The map says there's a treasure box way over there.
And how hard is it to accidentally hit the item button on this game, as opposed to...
Let's see, the item button would be the A button, whereas your... Oh, there's also shortcuts on ZL and ZR. I usually set ZL to whatever your dash move is, and then ZR to an area attack, at least in tank mode. And let's see, the A button here can be set to anything else. Like right now, it's these magic missiles. But it could be set to any of the other abilities that can also be set to shortcuts. I'd say it's pretty easy to not accidentally hit the item button.
It's so annoying and Link to the Past, well, the opposite problem.
Yeah.
I keep taking the map every time I need an item.
There's a hypercat running around the house.
Oh, that could possibly not be a good thing sometimes. I don't know.
I try not to keep too many breakables lying around.
Reminds me, one of my cousin's cats, when he was a kitten, he always tried to get in the kitchen, and my grandma didn't want him to get in the kitchen because he'd stand on countertops, get into food and whatnot.
Yeah.
And also, they had a gas stove where they were last, so it's not a safe thing. So, at first they had like a few feet of wood. Cat jumped over it. Then they kept covering it up higher and higher and higher. The cat got to a point where he could squeeze through a little crack through, through whatever wood they had. At one point they did the wood, and then they did a sheet, The cat thought it was just a sheet, so he comes
Ooh.
bolting towards that, and you hear boom, and he just kind of just shakes for a little, like ah.
That'll learn him.
Again. Eventually, my grandparents got like a mesh gate for the kitchen. Because they kind of gave up on the whole just little tiny wooden barrier. Joke's kind of on, well, now it's my grandpa and my cousins and aunts, but, well, aunt. But, now they have an open kitchen, so the cat goes wherever he pleases, but he doesn't go on the countertop, usually.
Yeah.
Unless if there's one or two things. Lettuce, he loves lettuce.
Oh, such crunch.
Or, ice. There was one time my cousin took a video of the cat. He was pressing on the ice thing.
Yeah?
To get ice chunks. On the refrigerator.
Yeah, the little ice dispenser.
Yeah.
Mine has it's got like a mode button. So you have to press the mode you want before you press the lever. Mm-hmm. So it'll either deliver ice chunks, ice crescents, mm-hmm. or water.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also in kind of a position that the cat can't quite do.
Although I've noticed one thing with ice dispensers. Now, thankfully, my dogs haven't wised up to figure out how do you do that, because every time I get ice, they come running and look at me like, "Can I has ice?" They know.
So they like the crunch?
Mm-hmm. I think they also like to chase the ice cubes if they slide.
Okay. Maybe I should try that with Gunstar. See if he likes ice.
I mean, that'd be fun to see him play around with it, like, just bolt across. If, well, if that is his thing, because cats do what they want.
Yeah. It'd be an easy treat to give him lots of, too, without worrying about his nutritional needs.
Yeah. I mean, because it's just water.
I'm trying to get him warmed up to these dried shrimp treats. I've been buying these one-ingredient treats from the pet store a while ago, since a while ago. And he likes the beef liver and he likes the chicken, but the shrimp, I don't know if he quite recognizes it as food, because he'll want it and he'll reach for it and everything. But when he actually gets it, he just kind of drops it and looks at it for a while.
He's just like, "What is this?
Yeah.
What is this monstrosity?"
Like, if he tries to eat it, then he'll eat it. But when he's just looking at it, when he doesn't kind of see it as food, I think I went the wrong way there. Oh no, wait, this is the right way. At least, kind of.
Speaking of shrimp, I remember hearing one time, so my mom used to, this was way back when she was a teenager and whatnot, to keep seahorses, and she was like, every one of them had a little personality. There was one that, okay, so when seahorses are dying, they thrash about.
Uh-huh.
So there was this one that was thrashing about, so Mom would try to feed her to kind of see if it, she'd be alright. And yeah, she perked her right up. So her thrashing about was just her wanting food. That seahorse nickname was Mrs. Piggy. How you fed the seahorses, from what she said, she had frozen binary shrimp or something like that. Really small shrimp.
Huh, okay.
And she kind of put it under the water pump so it looked like it's moving, since
okay.
They wouldn't typically take it if it's not moving.
Yeah. Oh, wow. One shot fits all, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we are where we need to be.
Yay!
charged shot. Fire charge shot. Yay for the ability to veto ice floors.
Yay! One of the features I wish they had in Link to the Past. Always one pixel off, gosh darn it. Or two. I don't know.
Real careful about moving around these walls.
What is it? Electricity, I'm guessing?
It's a dimensional anomaly. If you touch it, you die.
Oh. Okay, fair enough.
As was demonstrated at the beginning of the stream.
Yeah.
It doesn't even matter if you're in a gigantic armored car, you still die.
In other words, just touching it equals death.
Yeah.
Lots of death. And good to know that they have walls running directly in the path.
Yeah. I have to wonder how many players don't know about being able to burn ice floors. Because I know there must have been at least some in the first game. Even though one of your gun level ups just naturally is a flamethrower. They might not have thought that the flamethrower was actually hot.
Can you imagine, though, people's amazement when they see that?
Yeah.
Like, especially on or whatnot, and they'd be like, wait, what?
I know people were pretty amazed with the counterattack system, and a lot of people seem to want to post the people wanted to post the room where there's 5 of them shooting at you, 5 of these turrets shooting at you all the time, and just constantly countering all of them. Come here, Sluggy.
I love how it's immune to all that. Like,
Yeah.
whatever that is.
The water? Flowing
I
water?
guess. Flowing water. Okay.
There we go.
Ooh. Yeah, that's a tight little gap. You gotta imagine who built this and had to maintain it, though.
Yeah.
Because that has to be a good paying job. Maybe I'm overthinking things, but I don't care. Someone had to build that, and someone had to maintain it at one point.
Yeah. The water bills must be through the roof.
Yep.
Ooh.
If not the water, the energy.
Yeah. Select fire grenade.
I will definitely have to try out, like, the first game, just out of morbid curiosity, because I haven't really heard of the series.
The first Blaster Master on NES, I would say, is a positively scary game.
Sounds up my alley. I don't know.
Like, everything is, other than the story about, like, a boy chasing after his frog, everything is just mutants, and, like, the music is still cheerful, but everything is, like...
It's like Kirby. Everything's cutesy, but there's, like, a dark undertone that you see, and it's like, I don't want to be here anymore.
Yeah.
Well, maybe
Like,
not
the music,
Kirby, but...
the music is the only thing that's really welcoming about it, and in the last level, they take away even that.
Oh.
I could never finish the last level of the... Oh, last level of the first game, just because of that.
It's like that little sliver of hope is dead.
Yeah. Actually, going back this way might be best for me, just so that I can... Oh no, wait, maybe I'm supposed to go this way. Yeah, because that's how this area opens.
I wonder if they'll ever, if they have, the version of it on Steam or any other, you know, the original.
See, I know that you could get it on Wii U Virtual Console.
Okay.
And, on the NES, on Nintendo Switch Online, it's available as well.
Okay.
But, Blaster Master Zero is available, 0, 1, and 2 are available on Switch, and, Blaster Master 01 is available on 3DS as well.
Okay. Good to note. Because I was like, huh, the only way I could play this is, yeah. I'd rather pay for it if I can.
So this is reflect bullets. This is run up and hit them. Using the run up and hit them when I have enough gunpowder. Okay, so this is the wall that I raised earlier. With that switch there, which means boss might be. Boss is still a ways away. One thing that the Blaster Master Zero games do to take away from the scariness is they give all the bosses names.
So they give them like super cheery names or something?
Not cheery names, just when you fight a boss in the original NES game, you don't know what it is or how it works or anything. You either adapt on the fly or die. And here they give you a bit of a description. Like here, there's the dialogue. I mean, there's a whole lot of stuff that takes away from the scariness and makes it a much more immersive experience in terms of story and emotional investment. But it is basically no longer a scary game. Other than maybe for the body horror aspects. Dig Brawler. See, I think I want the shooting counterattack. Yep. Probably the one light gun.
Hey, Twin World.
Hey, Twin World. I'm currently dealing with a lack of gunpowder.
It's the worst thing during a boss fight. Ooh. Gotta love how there's a handy little switch just for that attack specifically.
Yeah.
The builders thought of everything here. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, that's not good. That's handy.
Open up. There we go. I always forget to use my grenades, but not this time.
You forget to use the bombos of this.
Yeah. Stein and Tesset. Somehow. Like, he's got the... From the Inti Creates Twitter, they said that Stein is basically made up of the stuff that that the Sophia tanks are made of. So he can repair his atom tank by himself, which makes Tesset feel kind of useless.
Oh.
So they will be reunited somehow eventually. I get the feeling that, like, Blaster Master 01 had a lot of DLC sent out for it, like 4 or 5 packs, each of which was pretty hefty and had, like, an entirely new mode starring, like, Shantae or Shovel Knight or Gunvolt or Ekaro from the Galgun series.
Mm-hmm.
And each of them going through the Blaster Master levels, having their own reasons to do so and their own little secrets and upgrades. So I feel like the DLC packs for this game are probably going to involve these characters. Oh, I haven't delivered that item yet. I should probably do that. Now, how to get over to the other side?
That feeling when pressure sensitivity dies when you're drawing.
Is it a new tablet?
No, it isn't. It's the same one I've had.
Alright. I've only...
just died for a brief second.
Oh, okay. Yeah, with my experience with my Wacom Bamboo pen and touch is that the pressure sensitivity, I've only gotten to test the pressure sensitivity out recently, and it seems to be okay. I figured it probably isn't at its best because I only discovered how to turn it on in my drawing programs recently. So for me, it feels like it was a functional improvement. But I don't imagine it would wear out within. See, when did I get that thing? I was living 2 houses ago, which would be 2012 maybe. So yeah, 7 years.
I think I've had this one since 2016.
so hopefully it isn't wearing out. Then again, you've used yours more as a drawing tablet, whereas I've used mine more as a mouse for 3D stuff.
Oh gosh, I remember one time when he was playing Fortnite and it was using the Wacom tablet as the mouse.
Okay.
He's like, this is painful.
I played TF2 using my pen and touch as for aiming. Some games work really well with it, some don't. Some will use its absolute position, whereas others would use the relative movement. And if you set it wrongly, then you'll be looking at the ceiling or the ground no matter what.
Just like, oh, you wanted to see? Well, no.
I think I was here already, I'm not sure though.
I honestly couldn't tell.
Looks like, yeah, I've been around here, it doesn't look like there's any items. Blaster Master on NES is actually a bit grindy compared to this. Here they give you, they basically give you an incentive to use all of your guns, whereas in Blaster Master NES, if you don't have the level 8 gun, find a place to go in and out repeatedly to collect gun power-ups. And you can still do that here if you want, but there's a lot less of a need to.
I always hated level grinding so much. Like, I love RPGs, but I hated it when they had unnecessary grinding.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm starting to...
Oh, sorry.
I'm starting to really appreciate games that are fun to play when you're still at level 1.
I know, it's really... Some of the older games, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna die! Ah! And then, like...
Like, basically, the way to not die is to hang around the beginning area until you're at level, I don't know, 10 or something.
The way to not die is drive yourself insane.
Yeah.
Only the insane live in the world of old RPGs. Exactly. Exactly what Twin World said. Want to make a game longer? Add grinding.
Yeah. I think one of the first games where the battle system really didn't feel like a grind was, for me at least, was Tales of Symphonia. Where it's like, you want to battle because battling itself is fun. Not because it gains you levels.
Yeah. Now, I hate grinding so much, like, over-grinding in an RPG, but I'm the kind of person who grinds a little extra early on, so that way, for one, I could get the better equipment. Two, I could actually not have to worry about the, you know, when you start out, it's a little tougher, so it's like, just get that out of the way. Gosh, I still need to finish Illusion of Gaia. I am so behind on that, and Chrono Trigger. I will say this, Chrono Trigger is the best game I haven't completed yet. But then again, there's a lot of games like that. Even Donkey Kong Country, I haven't completed yet.
I don't suppose you've watched the Did You Once Complete Chrono Trigger then?
I did watch, well, I didn't watch the finale because, obviously,
spoilers,
like,
yeah.
It's not one to worry about spoilers, but I was like, I don't want to spoil this one. Although I will say this, I need to restart because, well, I guess it's been such a long time, but also the side quests, I did them in the wrong order, I ended up with a rainbow dress and not the rainbow sword, like an idiot.
Wait. You can either get the rainbow dress or the rainbow caps. You always get the rainbow sword.
If you don't have the sunstone.
Huh.
Like, if you don't do, like, the hunt in the prehistoric era.
Okay.
But then go to, I think you do, that one where you're in the future then first. And then you do Marley's quest.
Okay. Xenoblade was one of those games where you didn't feel like you were grinding because of all the quests in each area. Yeah.
That's another game I need to play. I got it. I found it at Half Price Books, and it was half off, so I got it for $30, not $60.
You found a real rarity.
I saw that. At first, I saw 2 games, like an N64 game that was higher. Well, normally it's, you know, ridiculous price, but when it's half off, it's like, oh, I can afford this. And then there was Xenoblade Chronicles, so I'm like, you know what? I'm going for Xenoblade. It's a good time to get cartridge games because while they are more expensive still, it's somewhat cheaper. I don't know. I still wish, well, I still, for when you could get Super Nintendo cartridges for $1. That was when the GameCube was almost out, though, too. If not already.
I guess. I'm trying to think of, like, when I had my GameCube, I know I bought a couple of games before I bought the system. It was just when I could start managing my own money. I guess I figured I would never get a Super NES, so I never really looked at their prices. I know part of that sentiment was just like not having an item with someone else's use and like marks and scars and things all over it.
I think my family lived off of used things for a while. Like, the Super Nintendo we got was probably from a pawn shop. Knowing my dad. And a lot of the games were either pawn shop finds or game store finds, which were pretty cheap at the time. Well, maybe not all of them, because I think he got Donkey Kong Country 2 new.
Alright.
He got some of those new, I think. I remember Mom talking about the games being really expensive back then. Ironic, things have come full circle. They're considered rare.
So right now we're heading towards Area G, and things seem to be getting more difficult for Eve right now.
Aww.
Stein may have picked up on Eve's worsening condition. So this is... I think this is the closest area to Eve's home planet. Planetoid G. So we don't even know where the big thing is here. The big entity. This guy shows up again. So you have a name after Jason Frudnick. Leibniz, you again? For the stories about you, you're a hero who saved your home planet, right? Isn't that incredible? And saved other worlds as well. Now you come all the way out here to save Area G. I'm not doing this to be a hero, even if I was. What's so bad about that? Is there some kind of problem with that? Reason? No, you won't tell anyone your reason for fighting. That's how you are. That's why I despise you. So I'll just obliterate you!
Yeah, 'cause I'm a better person than you.
Yeah.
Reminds me of one time, so my character was worried about actually not wanting to stir up trouble for once. And one of the characters was like, it's called a conscience. I'm like, It's for the weak. I'm getting a slight deja vu of that Mecha Sonic battle from Sonic 2. Although, oh gosh, that was a terrible, like, boss fight. If they would have allowed you to collect one ring, it would have been okay. I don't know.
I think the most consistent way to deal damage to this guy is to wait till he does his speed attack and do yours.
Yeah.
Because that seems to protect you from everything.
That's where I'm getting the whole
Oh, okay.
deja vu thing.
I'm not a fan of fights where you have to wait. Here you kind of have to, if you want to make more energy, you gotta use this jump pad.
Yeah, looking at the NES Blaster Master here on a video here, it's pretty depressing. The music is pretty darn ominous. Everything looks like intestines and...
Oh, you're looking at the last stage?
Yep. Yep. Doing that out of morbid curiosity, and everything looks like cell walls.
Mm-hmm.
Literal cell walls. Yeah. Not a pretty thing to look at.
And I mean, even in contrast to level 7 and 6, the music, there's like a driving beat and like a cohesive map structure, whereas, yeah, in Area 8, all of your upgrades start to work against you, as your wall climbing and ceiling climbing abilities kind of drive you into spikes if you press the jump button at the wrong time.
I know, I saw how it transitioned to an upbeat thing and then it's dude. I'm like, oh wow. Welcome to death.
Yeah.
This is level 8.
On to Planetoid G2. Leibniz has once again retreated. He seems to be the only thing that stands in our way now. Let's see, this is boss fights, isn't it? Yeah. Fountain of Chaos. Gather Vera. Apparently, this boss and the guy who is on the planet where this boss comes from is a reference to another Sunsoft game. And it might be the same. It might be the same case with,
That's off. What did they create? I'm trying to remember.
they did Fester's Quest, they did Waku Waku 7, they did... The game that I'm talking about, I don't remember, actually. I don't remember the playing or seeing the name of or anything. So if I want to collect upgrades, I have to do it while this fight's going on, or else I will lose my chance. I want the shooting counterattack, and regular grenades, and regular gun.
Just want the cannon name, the shooty counterattack.
Oh yeah, there's the shooting counterattack, there's the punch counterattack, and there's the bullet reflecting counterattack. Actually, the bullet reflecting counterattack might be a good idea.
Don't forget the combos button.
Yeah. Yeah, the reflection counterattack is a better idea. And let me get my machine gun for the tank.
Gotta love the amount of detail they did for this. As if one headache wasn't enough, here's two! Have fun.
I just really like how astonished they are when you counterattack them.
Like, huh? You weren't supposed to do that!
Yeah. He's just like, ugh.
Oh. The face of someone who did not have a great day.
Yeah.
Oof.
One more.
Huh. Kind of a letdown. Thought there was gonna be four.
The reflector counter doesn't do anything if there aren't any bullets.
Hmm.
So I ended up wasting some green energy there. It's a good thing it comes back quickly though.
I love how that crater's now gone all of a sudden.
Which crater?
Where the gym was.
Oh, the forehead, yeah.
Yeah.
One thing I discovered recently on this second playthrough is that little green explosion when you get all your... to indicate that you can use your powers again. That actually damages enemies.
Huh.
The Planet Destroyer. Boss. Nope.
Just a giant Hadouken takes care of it.
Yeah. The metal armor. Invem. So this is the Invem variant of Defend Them All. Whoops.
Nope.
Oh no!
Dead.
I feel like I might be missing an upgrade, just because I think I should be at 200% SP right now. Let's see, that's a map. That's just a map. Just a map there. Planetoid G3. Alright, gunpowder. Let me just exit and re-enter just so that I can get one more of those. So I got that, and I got that.
I did have to draw, but now I'm like, I don't want to anymore.
There's the light. this will be a revisit of all the top-down bosses. Unknown Cell 46. Oh! Fire boss. A little bit of scribbling.
Yep. Trying one thing before I ultimately just give up.
What sort of thing?
Someone gave me a tip to color with just the water brush. Well, watercolor brush, and I'm like, huh. I'll give it a try, and yeah. Might try that every now and again. I did do like a watercolor method once, like a while ago, when I did that frog, for example, and a few pictures.
Alright.
But my worry... Oh, sorry. My worry is it ends up looking too muddy. Like, a while back, like when I was starting with digital art, I did the airbrush tool a lot. And one of the things they say is don't do that, it's gonna look muddy, and it kind of does. I'm just scared of things looking muddy. You know?
Yeah. I kinda know that feeling, but I don't think I've done enough art to really get that feeling, unless my colors are really messy and like bleeding into each other and such.
Mm-hmm.
Like, actually, the thing that comes to mind is back when I used Facebook, and they let you paint on other people's profiles. That was the default paint mode. It was just like a 50% transparency mode that constantly bled your brushstrokes into each other. This game versus the first Blaster Master Zero. I think this one has more replay value before DLC, and I think that'll only increase as DLC comes out.
Dialogue.
Yeah. You must be tired of fighting the endless hordes of mutants. Right, hero? Lightness, why do you keep getting in our way? The mere sight of you disgusts me. While you live so carefree, now everything goes your way. Though you foolishly dote upon that broken doll. It's laughable. I couldn't do anything for my planet, or her. Why? How is it that you can? Lightness.
Because I'm not a jerk face.
Planet G. That's the name of the mutant overlord that completely destroyed the place that I once called home. You will inevitably face Planet G if you stay on this path. However, you don't stand a chance against it. How would you know? We won't know until I know. Well, it's pointless to tell you now, right before you die. But I won't be satisfied to just let you be killed by that monster. I won't let it take anything else. I'll take it myself. Your hopes, your life, and your love. You hear me, Jason? I'll break it all. Everything you have.
Captain Nemo over here.
This, that, and that. Yeah. This and this maybe. Leibniz doesn't make himself very easy to counterattack. Well, he does seem to be susceptible to, like, the shield bash or something.
Huh. Yeah. But he's like, nope, not falling for that. Almost there. It's to that point where you're like, do I keep in or do I hide a little or?
Yeah. Going to show me mercy again. That's what I hate about you. That's exactly why I'll tell you something interesting.
Maybe that's how you had your planet die.
Yeah. That dimensional tunnel to Planet Sophia. It's already under Planet G's control. I told you, didn't I? You will inevitably face Planet G if you stay on this path. If you face it in battle, the worst will come to pass. He said we have no chance of defeating it. Why are you so sure of that? Well, you'll have to find out for yourself. He's gone. Hey Jason, what do you think he meant by the worst will come to pass? I don't know, but we'll have to fight to Planet G if we hope to get to Planet Sophia. So we get a map. Planet something map. Mysterious planet in Area G. We accessed from Space map. So, just want to make sure I haven't missed anything here. Wait. Alright, if I go into here, yeah, I have a little bit missing in the green, or a little bit missing in the blue, but the green is totally filled. So go from planetoid to planetoid. Check the info. What's the info say for here? Nothing. Info here, G1. Yeah, I just really want to get that last blue chip there. Aha, there's a map we're missing here. It looks like it'll be on this half. Ah, I see where it is. So if I go east and then south. I really should be using that ultrasonic blast against those guys.
Yeah. Boy, doesn't that look fun. Avoid the death wall, just go under some quicksand.
So south from here, right? Yeah. 2 screens south from here. Oh yeah, that's another thing about Blaster Master on NES. All the maps are in the manual.
Mm. Oh.
So if you don't have the manual, then you you are going to get lost very easily.
Oh my gosh. That's a way to punish people who buy secondhand. Forget DLC, just put the map in in the pamphlet that people toss.
Yeah. Well, I mean, DLC wasn't even an option back then. Although, I know, now that I've said that, I know that some companies have experimented with ways of doing something like additional content. There was the broadcast Satellaview.
Yeah. I think the Dreamcast was the first to have this block content.
It had something interesting. With the VMUs, you could play, like, with particular Sega games. Skies of Arcadia, Soul Calibur, and Phantasy Star Online, I believe. Let you play certain games on the VMU while you are away from your Dreamcast.
Yeah. I need to get a new battery for my little VMU. I don't know. Pretty much got it at a game store, and mostly just because I needed a memory card.
Yeah. Is it an official? Well, it's got to be an official VMU. The unofficial ones don't take batteries. But yeah, there's regular old memory cards that'll do your saves and everything.
Yeah, there's that mega save card, which I should get whenever I see it next time.
And then there's the VMUs, which actually do additional stuff in certain games.
I gotta say, I lucked out with that thing. With getting that one. I wish some of the, now I know a couple of the games have been re-released, like Jet Set Radio, of course the Sonic games, but,
Yeah. There have been lots of releases of Sonic Adventure too.
Oh my gosh, yes. But, some of the games you can't really play anywhere else, and your only option is either buy it, depending on how pricey it is, or burn it, which, depending on which system model you have, may or may not work. Mine is the older one, so it does work. But, yeah. Say, like, in the case of, for example, Shenmue. Cheapest you can find it, or at least where I found it, is $100 for the Dreamcast port.
Oh wow.
I'm like, okay, so there's that, and this was before they actually had the re-release. I'm like, pay $100 and not support anyone, but, you know, the company reselling it.
Yeah.
Which, I'm not saying I'm going against the company, but, you know, just more of a, really, $100?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I remember back when it was new, it didn't really appeal to me that. I would probably have a copy if it appealed to me, but I got to borrow a friend's copy, and it just, like, the first hour or so, it was just really boring.
I tried playing it, but then I couldn't get past, like, when you help the little kid with her cat.
Yeah.
And after that, it's like, where do I go now? I'm kind of lost.
Yeah. Like,
It's a slow start.
Yeah, yeah. Like, I was told that, you know, get ready for a super cinematic, open world kung fu movie. And I'm like, where's the kung fu? Where's the kung fu movie in my kung fu movie? There's lots of dialogue, and there's lots of, like, doing side jobs and
voice
stuff.
acting.
Yeah.
But,
And, like, going here and going there, but there's hardly any fighting.
I mean, to be fair, voice acting was still relatively new in games.
Oh yeah, I remember people
Yeah,
talking
so-
about FF10 and how the like, yeah, it's their first time doing voice acting. It's not gonna be the best.
But to be honest, that is either a advocate of a bad dub or good dub, depending on how you see the context of the situation. On one hand, he's specifically doing a fake laugh.
Yeah.
So I guess he's doing a good job at really horribly faking it. I don't know.
I am really horribly navigating spike traps.
I gotta say that some of the games, the older games that don't have voice acting, I think it kind of adds the charm of not having all that.
Yeah,
Not
I mean,
only
to some degree, you get to sort of put your own voice in there.
yeah,
Or not your own voice. I mean, you get to imagine what they sound like. I
yeah,
mean, if you want them to sound like you can put your own voice in there. Ow.
and not to mention things when you have text boxes instead of like cinematics, you could kind of read the situation and picture it in your mind.
Oh yeah.
Or whatever.
I've noticed that for a lot of RPGs, if there is like text and voice in a situation, and if you read quickly, well, at least in my case, if I read quickly, I feel like I'm wasting part of the game's content if I don't also listen to the voice actors, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I could advocate for not putting voices in games for that reason.
Mm-hmm.
Because then, like, especially if the characters talk slowly, or I don't know, or if they use like, one thing that always gets me is when people use Japanese honorifics in English text, in English dialogue.
Oh.
But Joseph-san, what will Kelly-chan think? That kind of thing. Ah!
The ones who don't understand the
Yeah.
the vowel structure there.
I mean, even if they're pronouncing it correctly, it just still sounds like... I mean, sure, you're in Japan, but it just... saying san or chan or kun doesn't sound right with English dialogue.
No, it's weird, and if you're translating it, what's the point of adding those if it's already in English? We don't have, you know, Chan, Kun,
we don't do that. I mean,
senpai,
some people, some areas will call each other dear. Some areas will have friends call each other dear, or darlin, or something like that.
Yeah.
But not san chan kun.
It's not like a structural thing, it's more of a... I don't know.
I don't know. I when I hear that kind of dialogue, I hear some guy in the background going, "Do you like anime?"
Yeah. I mean, anime is good, but I'm not the person who'd be like, "Hello, hello, I am Christy Kun, yeah.
Watashi wa...
Iristi or something like that."
Oh, I'm thoroughly lost. Maybe I'm supposed to climb up here. Ah, there we go. This area is more difficult than Planetoid C2 for me.
It's easy to get lost in some of these places.
Yeah. Ooh, okay, don't jump when you're up here.
Yeah. Yeah, that would have been death.
Like suddenly 4 turrets shooting at me. Aha, the missing planetoid in Area D. Oh yeah, they Inti Creates put out a post on Kana and Kenwood.
Hmm?
And apparently, Kenwood's deal is that when when Air landed on planet Stranga, he couldn't find any suitable life form to pilot it. So he basically created Kana by uprooting one of those leggy plants. And basically cultivating it so that it could pilot one of the metal attacker tanks. And I went right by where I wanted to go. There we go. Ooh. Alright, so this is another way we can go. Got all sorts of anomalies happening here. There's our extra 20, there's our last 20%. But how do we get there? Oh, we have to jump from the top of this, don't we? There we go.
Parkour!
Thankfully, Fred works. Is there anything else? This place seems pretty big. There might be something else we can grab. Oh, what do we have there? This seems like a very dangerous place to be. Ooh! Blarg.
Ooh. Death. And death.
Looks like there's one more item. Unless I just forgot that I collected. Yeah, I gotta collect that again. Alright, that's fixed easily enough. Exit and re-enter so that it saves. Actually, let's check info too. See what else we can get here. We can get a big square.
Well, that's a given.
Well, it's not a map. I wonder what it is. Oh, wait. I know there's something I'm missing. It's the Magnum gun. That must be it.
This world looks like just nothing but death.
Yeah. See, I don't want to go to death.
Death walls everywhere.
Yeah. Death walls and death snakes.
Yep. Is that really worth it?
Might be. Revo Buster. Fires fast and powerful shots, can be fired 6 times before requiring an SP consuming reload.
Yep, that's worth it.
Final upgrade complete. think it's the final upgrade. These can actually hit those, these fly fast enough to hit those death snakes too, before they retreat. How do I get out of here? Oh, I have to go all the way around this planet. Ooh. Dang it. At least there's a save point there.
It's like, yeah, we know this is basically a room filled with death, so here's a save point.
Yeah.
So you could watch your hair tear out before your eyes. Well, no, more or less. Oh, yeah. Hair tearing out moment.
There we go.
Psychedelic colors.
Yeah.
Yeah. They used a lot of high contrast there with the magenta, cyan, white and black too.
Yeah, it reminds me of let's see, there was a computer resolution that was very commonly used for games around the DOS era.
Mm-hmm.
It was either EGA or CGA.
I think. Hold up.
Oh boy. There must have been an easy way to do this. Maybe this. Ooh, not that. EGA and VGA. Yeah, VGA was video graphics adapter. EGA was enhanced graphics adapter. And that's too far to the right.
Trying to look this up because this is gonna drive me nuts. I think it's CGA.
Color graphics?
I think so.
Alright. I don't suppose I can break these, maybe?
I remember seeing that they had the magenta, blue and white, but they also had the hideous, like, yellow, red, and was it green? I knew they paired often those three kind of colors together, I think.
The one that I remember most clearly was called Super Bike Challenge. And it was a bike racing game, but yeah, it was all just black, magenta, cyan, and white. And back then it just seemed like a really distinct game because of that. There was an ice hockey game as well. Also DOS based, I believe. Alright, so we got everything. Let's head over to first to A.
I remember playing a lot of old DOS games at my, like, elementary school. Now, I think they had a lot of older computers and whatnot, so I got to play things like Oregon Trail on IBM PC. I think there were a couple of Mac computers, but they were more towards the educational base, I think. I think they were Mac. I think I remember seeing the logo, but they still had, you know, floppy disks. It was a natural tower. I don't know. I was in first grade when I remember playing on those, so I don't know. My memory could be fuzzy. Then I remember there were a couple of game system, like computers, that actually had cartridge slots. I don't think they were things like Commodore, maybe
I vaguely
older?
remember stuff like that. A computer, well, something with a computer base that you stick a cartridge into,
Yeah.
and a
I don't
keyboard and.
I can't remember if was something like a Commodore because that's the more common brand that you'd think of. I don't know.
Yeah,
Or an Atari.
yeah. I don't remember the specifics either, but they had a more robust color selection. This planet is. Is this
Um,
planet G?
I remember one of them also having like monochrome graphics. It could have been the monitor. Um, it was nothing but
Oh,
like a green screen.
Commodore had a tape drive. Commodore 64, maybe a VIC-20. VIC-20 sounds familiar to me.
Yeah, it's before the 64.
Alright.
They actually have many plugins if you can find a way to mod a keyboard to it. It's an actual Commodore, so you could actually go on the UI and use it as a mini Commodore.
Is this planet G? Did an entire planet turn into a mutant? It's not just that. The signal from the tunnel is coming from inside planet G. That thing swallowed it whole. The tunnel to planet Sophia. The
Then I
dimensional
remember. Sorry, I'm terrible at this.
Then if we defeat it, Jason, according to Sophia's simulation, defeating planet G would cause its massive energy stores to run wild. This would create a super-dimensional explosion capable of collapsing the entire universe, including planet Sophia, through the tunnel. This is what Lemon has meant by the worst will come to pass. But if we leave it alone, planet G could someday become big enough to consume the entire universe anyway. No matter what we do in this situation, we can't give up, Eve. How many hopeless situations have we been through already? We overcame each and every one. If we refuse to give up, I know we'll find a way. So help me, I will find it. The parasitic Death Star, Planet G.
But no, and then there were a couple computers in the same school that had I think it was Windows 3.1. But I think it ran off DOS like right off the bat.
Yeah, Windows always ran off of DOS up until I think even 95 did. Up
I
until
think it was Vista. Not Vista, no, XP.
yeah, it was one of those two for sure.
But I was meaning it loaded in DOS first. It didn't automatically go straight to Windows, I think.
Oh, so you had to type WIN.
Win.
Yeah.
Mhm. I'd like to figure out DOSBox just to be able to play around some of the older games. Now the thing is, things like plugins. Also, it would be fun to play around with a Windows system on DOSBox. I don't know, just morbid curiosity. part of me would never want to deal with all the clutter, but I am fascinated by kind of older computers every now and again.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, if I had the opportunity, I would probably find my first computer an Apple IIe.
Ooh.
And see if I could do anything better than I could before using its basic OS. All I remember really was that they taught us, never boot up a computer without a boot disk in the drive. But I found out if you did that anyway, then you could start programming in BASIC right away.
What about CGS? That's the one that's in color graphics.
Oh, the Apple II CG.
Yeah. CG, not CGS. Okay.
I don't think I got a chance to use those. Let me think here. In elementary school, they used the Apple IIe, and the junior high that I went to used Mac Pluses, which were black and white, and they advertised, there's a big sticker on them that advertised the huge, at the time, 1 megabyte of RAM. But
they went from a downgrade, though, because they had a computer with color graphics and all this.
The resolution was higher, though. Everything looked so much cleaner than the Apple IIe. Like, you couldn't see the dots as the pixels weren't quite so evident, and fonts looked a lot more legible, and they had that distinctive Chicago font for the OS. The thing that I used on those Macs most often was HyperCard, which later became famous for the game Myst.
I gotta say, Myst is everywhere now.
Yeah, I mean it was built in HyperCard, so it's pretty much it's so lightweight. It's easy to port to anything.
Even works on modern computers pretty easily.
If you've ever gotten a chance, if you could find, I don't know if HyperCard is available for Wintel machines, but if you can find a copy of HyperCard somehow, or see a web page that will, that you could basically play with something like HyperCard, you can see how Myst was made just by fooling around with that. Originally, HyperCard was there to was for making business cards, designing and printing business cards. But just the fact that you could script cards so that when you click on certain areas, they go to other cards. You could. A lot of people built maze games in HyperCard. Planet's calling in monsters and then eating them to heal itself.
It's like, feed me!
Yeah. So you gotta keep on top of monster extermination, so make sure that it doesn't eat you in the process. I'm just glad that boss fights in this game produce both green and blue energy for you to refill yourself with. every time the lava, I'm not sure if it's lava or if it's blood, it looks a bit dark to be lava. But whenever the red stuff gushes up, the planet sort of heals itself. The planet mutant. Based on whatever's nearby. And then those little bits of floating debris tend to ruin. There we go. Tend to ruin my drop recharge. Amazing! I can't believe it. I think the Gaia system could be used to diffuse Planet G's energy. The system we invented to make this journey possible became our way through the final barrier. No signs of a dimensional explosion. Planet G is collapsing. We really did it. We sure did. No, it can't be. The signal. Eve, what's wrong? The dimensional tunnel Planet G swallowed is becoming unstable. We won't make it in time. We successfully defeated Planet G. But when Jason finally destroyed it, the dimensional tunnel inside it went wild. It turned into a black hole and swallowed us up. Jason, Fred, G, Sophia, and me. We've all been separated. Jason never gave up. He always forged ahead, facing every danger. He left his home and fought relentlessly, all for my sake. I really wonder if I was ever truly a partner to him. When I first noticed the infection, I tried to keep it from Jason. But as the mutant cells multiplied, I grew closer to death. And the possibility that I would never see him again really dawned on me. So I told him everything. He would do something about it. That's what I was thinking. But maybe I was clinging too closely to him. Jason is always so positive. It's just so easy to rely on him. Even if I'm full of regret, I can't change the past. The future still lies ahead. That's something I can change. I will save you, Jason, no matter what it takes. I won't give up here. So for the first time in the series, you get to play as Eve.
Oh.
She's still in
I
her...
love crawling animations, it's so cute.
She's still in her injured state.
Mm-hmm.
She's got like that one strand of hair that while she's crawling.
Yep.
So there is... Oh, it doesn't look like they like pause here. So this part of the game gave me this distinct feeling of, you know, those scenes of like a girl just calmly wandering towards someone, and then like she's the horror girl, just walks towards someone and then they die, like she touches them and they die, that kind of thing. That's kind of what I feel like she's doing to these mutants.
By the power of cats.
So that assist unit on her left arm is actually what's been, it's the part of Sophia that's been, the part of G Sophia that's been holding back the mutant cells in her body. And when she projects it outwards, it purifies mutants that get hit by it. And then the secondary, her counterattack functionality kind of overclocks her, so everything runs in slow motion. Everything's kind of foggy, but am I fighting the mutants? My body feels light. What is this power? Considering the damage done by the mutant cells, my body shouldn't even be functioning without getting energy from G. Sophia. Yet here I am, moving freely outside of G. Sophia. I have no idea how it's possible. Now I can purify the mutants. There's so much I don't understand, but I've got no time to think. With this power, I can save Jason. Okay, now I can look at it. So that the Inti Create's official account talked about this, the iHix on her left arm and the unchained DDF, but they didn't explain what these letters stand for. I mean, F I could probably, the F in DDF I could probably infer to mean field. Maybe dampening field?
Not sure.
Or disruptor dampening field, something like that. And then the iHix, I don't know. They might explain that later. Fighting on the overworld. Maybe I should just rely on this. Slow-mo. One HP left.
Oof. Save point!
Yes.
Please be legit. Yay! This is gonna be fun. Oof. Yeah, that didn't go so smooth. Well, the plus side is you get to start all over. No. I kind of love how more games are doing that now. Just
with the frequent save points.
That or no life system.
Yeah.
Because it allows you to keep on trying and not just, you know.
Yeah.
Games like, I have on and off been playing A Hat in Time.
Alright.
And I really kind of like how it's like the N64 kind of platformers, but it will, well, for one, it doesn't have a life system. You could keep going as long as you, oh wait, it does have a life system, I think. No, I can't remember. Either way, it lets you just continue on.
Alright.
Every, it has like little episodes, kind of like how Mario 64 has that. You can pretty much go through one mission and then repeat.
Yeah.
Find the doohickey.
Oh, how do I just drop? Okay, I just drop.
Well,
This way. I think I go that way.
save points.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely. Looks like a fever dream from Yu Yu Hakusho, and yeah. Just saying.
Yeah. Oh, squashed.
Ooh. Ever just have one of those days when you're just literally crushed by a monster?
Crushed by an eyeball and tooth monster.
Yeah.
Looks like there's some conditional safe places. There's some essential green energy on some of these. Missed. Ah. Green. It doesn't help me if I get hit twice for every green that I collect.
Kinda counterintuitive there, huh?
Mm-hmm. Oh wait, I forgot about my own green. That makes things much more tolerable.
Yeah. Ah. Yeah, definitely more manageable. Just when they couldn't get any worse. I think he killed one.
Yeah. Time-stopping energy.
Oh, added chill kill kitty powers, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. Maybe I can wait here till it recharges a bit more.
Yeah.
can't say I've played another game where you get to be the horror girl.
Unless if it's like something for jokes.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Looks like this paw can be used as a shield. Stuff's taken care of there. Those turrets I don't need to worry about too much. Just the red stuff.
I have to say that one ability is really OP.
That's probably why you only get it as Eve.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
And only right now, when Jason isn't around.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I guess if you only have one ability, then it has to be good for everything you want to do. How does the saying go? When all you have is a hammer, everything looks like a nail? Little bits of health here and there. Oh, looks like Bro's on the wrong side.
Oh. I mean, it was right side, just the wrong timing.
Yeah. The strange cat-like alien or mutant.
Mm-hmm.
quite a cat. Because of those eyes.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's a creature of planet Sophia.
Maybe. Sorry.
It's okay.
Budding yawns.
Save point. Possibly another boss. Who could we possibly fight at this state? This guy. Dimensional glutton. Dig roller. Aha! I can push these back into its mouth. This won't do anything.
Yeah, I think you just have to keep playing like soccer with his mouth. and
Yeah.
whatnot.
Roar. What if they could push these back? No, but I can get time-stopping energy by pawing at them. Roar. Maybe I could just run out their durability that way. There we go. Maybe two more. Take him out.
Yeah, I'd say about.
Oh,
Ooh.
we've played the D&D arcade game, right?
Yep.
Yeah. This just reminds me of the dragon fight in that.
Oh yeah. The one that you said was a quarter muncher.
Yeah. Because like even if you knew about the wall and you're playing in 4-player, there's a chance that one of you would step on the stone that raises the wall, and the other player would have to walk around it to get at it.
Oh.
I think Blaster Master 01 has a local 2-player mode. I don't know if they're gonna add that to this, but I think it would be pretty fun.
Mhm.
This should be it. Got him.
Whee.
And what's this? Probably a blaster rifle. A blast rifle belonging to someone other than Jason. Cannot be used in this state. This isn't Jason's. What's it doing here? Actually, I probably should pick up that other green. Looking at my health.
Oh yeah.
It's nice that the game will save every time you transition between these top-down and side-scrolling modes.
I'm having trouble staying awake.
Alright, perhaps we should continue this next time?
Would you mind?
Yeah, not a problem. We are over the 2-hour limit anyway.
Hmm.
Alright, well, we shall see what happens with Eve next time then.
Yeah.
For everyone who's here, thank you for watching. And for everyone who's watching the archive video, also thank you for watching. Make sure to check out VeryRandomButterfly. And I'll catch you next time.
Bye!